All right.
Let's go.
All right. All right. Let's click and go live. All right, we're live. Okay. I think we're. Oh no no no. Oh, I think we're on normal latency. I messed this up. We don't have ultra low. We just literally have like a big delay.
I think it's okay.
You think? Okay, because I realize I have it set to normal latency to just like increase the quality, but like this might be a problem for like listener questions. It's okay. We'll go at it. We're live. We're live.
Okay.
Okay. All right. What's up, everyone? It's Shaft, aka that mill guy, coming at you with yet another interview. Cause like, goddamn, all of y'all can't just stop succeeding. Y'all just always trying to achieve new things. You can't sit down. The state of the world is in a mess, and y'all just achieving your very best. I'm proud of you. And here we have yet someone else who's achieved another pinnacle. Fan, follower, and friend of the channel. Introduce yourself. Go for it.
So I'm Maxim, also known as Comeback on MTGO or every kind of social media. Yeah, I'm 23 years old. I'm a student in cybersecurity in France. But I'm here. I'm in Germany for 1 year, and yeah, I play Magic since kind of dark year, so it's like September 2014. And yeah, I'm a mid lover, and I played this deck from the beginning. So I'm trying to get this deck on the top level, and I think.
So when you started playing Magic, so like okay, so like me, I didn't actually like start with Mill. It took me a long way to find my way to Mill. It took a long time. What did you start with the Mill deck? Did you start with like I don't know, Burn? How did
No,
you start? How
never.
did
So I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh player when I was young, and there is some rules that there is a mill rule that if you draw a card with an empty library, you lose. And so in Yu-Gi-Oh, I trying to build something like this. And when I test Magic for the first time, it was it was fun because I just go in my in a game school in a game store, and I was like, Magic, feel interesting. I want to try it, and I just buy the event deck, like the Fate Reforged deck. It's the Mono Black Devotion deck. It's like tournament deck, and you just buy it and go in the tournament. So it was fun, and I just wanted to see if there is like a mill rule in Magic, and I see that, oh my god, you can mill, and I was okay. Let's go.
120? What is it? I posted on the group today. What 121.4? If a player would draw from an empty library, they lose. 121.4, right there. The rule exists.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
I
go
was
on, go
like,
on.
okay, maybe try something with my little budget. And so I'm starting with Phoenix Mill, with UB Phoenix Mill. It was so much fun to have like a creature like 30/30 on the board, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
Wait, did
So
you have
it
like,
was
was it White of Precinct 6? Or was it, what was the grave, what was that large creature?
you have the 0/7, the Wall of Frost for 3 mana.
Okay. Yeah.
You have you can just play like a bunch of little creature like from Can of Tarkir for 2 mana. It's a Mucust. It's a 0/6
Okay.
for 2, 1 blue and one. Yeah.
I was gonna say the deck is probably very good when you draw Finax. How was the deck when you didn't
Yeah.
draw Finax? How was the deck when you did?
Garbage.
I was like, show
Just
me the
garbage.
secret alternate plan. Did you just play Siege Rhino? Did you just play Siege Rhino?
No, I just kill with I have Undead Alchemist.
Okay.
So the 4/2/4/4,
Yeah.
when a creature is milled, you exile it and you create a 2/2 instead. And each zombies, instead of doing some damage, mill. So you can attack with like 8 zombies, 8/2/2, and you mill 16. It was okay. It
It's
was
just
fun.
okay. So how did you
So
transition, like over the years? How did you transition from that to, I guess, maybe I would say the last 2 years, when I guess like kind of after the printing of Mission Briefing is when like the deck really started to get its traction, because it was around for a while, right? The base of it was there, and I mean, funny enough, like Mission Briefing, it brought the deck traction, but it didn't stay. It was like kind of like the manager, like it was like the first lead member of the band, but then it just became the manager and never like it never made an appearance, like it's not around. How did you get from Finax Mill to Mission Briefing, Field of Ruin, Drown in the Lock Mill? How did you come to the modern age?
I think mill was something before with the Fraying Sanity from Avantket. I
Yes,
think
that's
it's
fair.
like a
That's fair too.
really good
That's
it's a
fair.
really good card. You just double your mill, and I think one of the deck to turn into the real mill. It's I think the budget, because I spent like 2 or 3 years to get all the cards, and I have like a minimum budget, so I need to like buy sometimes some mid cards, and yeah, at the
Sure.
end
Yeah. Yeah.
I reach I reach it. But you know that Miel was also something in 2016, I think it was.
What do you
Michael
mean?
Majors
Okay.
made the top two of GP with Miel, with U Air Miel, blue red Miel, and it was with Things to Age, and with the it's at the Magic Origin set,
No way.
and
So wait. What
uh,
format was this? This was standard?
standard, yeah,
Or
standard,
as the
yeah.
old heads would like to call it, type 2 or type what? I don't even know. I tried to make an old person reference there, but I tried. I don't know what it's called. It was type 2 or something, but or maybe it was type 1.
It
Regardless, you are
Yes,
mill. So it
yeah,
was
yeah,
okay. So Sphinx's tutelage, the good tutelage, by the way. Teferi's tutelage
yeah.
is utter garbage, but
Yeah, it's garbage. But you had like treasure cruise. You
oh
have
my
the crew
god, stop! That
time.
was a legal
You have
magic card. Oh my god, that was a legal magic
magnetic
card.
magnetic field. It was for 1 red. You can discard one and draw two. You have some stuff like this,
Oh, you
and
discard a land.
a land.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
discard a land.
yes. Okay.
So yeah,
Okay, and then like, did
so
it have like what was in Tarkir? There was a Phoenix in Tarkir, wasn't it? It was the Phoenix used in Hollow
um,
One, wasn't it? It was the Phoenix used
mm,
in Hollow One. I think like what I'm talking about, like what were the alternate payoffs? I'm thinking because like to reach the top two, it wasn't just
mm,
Sphinx's tutelage, right? Like I'm trying to imagine what were the alternative payoffs in blue red, and
um, you just have a bunch of removal spell, like 4 Anger of God in main, and so you can
Theros, right?
just
I'm
yeah.
forgetting standard. It was original Theros, yes. Anger of God, yes. So it was like a
So
hard control deck. It was like
it was more like a like control, and when you reach the point, like you can cast things to Age,
yeah.
you can just draw all your deck and just mill the opponent.
Yeah. Treasure
So yeah.
rooms too. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. So it did reach the top two. So I guess like during that, I imagine that was
Mm,
probably that one of the bigger inspirations. Because, I mean,
yeah.
so you're playing Finax Mill. Were you? I forgot to ask. Were you playing that in standard, and then or were you playing that in modern? You saw
No,
that success
same.
in standard, and you kind of evolved into that.
Yeah, I played it in modern
Okay.
because I don't like the standard system, and I
Yeah.
prefer buy some tarot cards in order to stay in the long time.
Yes.
So that's why I go in modern. But yeah, with the time, and I earned some money, and so I was okay. So just go for it. It's
Yeah.
your
You
deck,
you are
and
finally
let's go.
able to afford all 4 polluted deltas. and the ensnaring bridges. And
Yeah, I
oh my
was like,
god, do you
oh my
remember
god.
when surgicals were like 50, like surgicals were more in Magic Online than they were in paper. Okay, so they were like $50. Oh, so I'm talking USD or actually
Hmm.
Canadian. So they were like 50 Canadian, and in Magic Online they were like 70 Canadian. I remember
What the
trying
fuck?
to tell my friends casually that I spent $200 buying surgicals on Magic Online. I still
It's
can't
more like
imagine like
it's more
God.
like force of negation right now
Oh yeah, or
because it's
Teferis or
like
Uros.
or Teferi or yeah.
Yeah. Or Greater Gargadon, because somehow green cards are
What
just
the fuck?
insane. Yeah. But okay, so now you're at this point where, let's say, around 2018, we start seeing, kind of
Hmm.
post Fraying Sanity, we start seeing again the real traction with mission briefing. Because that's when I noticed like articles were coming out online. People were talking about, oh, we have this like crazy trap synergy. So people were calling this, the archive trap deck. And then, with Drown in the Lock, people were calling this the mid range control deck. And then now with Hedron Crab, people are calling this the aggro mill 8 crab deck or something. It keeps trying to go
Ah.
through this cycle through this era. Where did you start? Like, did you adopt mission briefing immediately? Did you kind of take it a little bit slower? Did you go through some other iterations before you reached where you are right now?
I love tested many things with
Okay.
all the new cards, and I was like, okay, mission briefing can allows me to recast Archive Trap for free.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
Right.
okay, let's go. It's
So
because
pretty
many
good.
people told because many people told me that why you just don't run like Snapcasters or I was like 7 mana in meal.
No. Yeah, the
No.
2/1 blocker is not worth that. If that's the only
and
synergy, the 2/1 blocker isn't worth it. Yeah.
and mission briefing have also the like the advantage to can't be countered by a surgical or I don't know because you can't target your target mission briefing. I don't know. Okay, restart.
Yeah. No.
When you cast mission briefing, the opponent have to select the target before you resolve the first step of mission briefing. It's more like it's different from Snap because Snap you have to target and then it can surgical or exile the graveyard in response, and so you just have a 2/1 and you just have nothing.
Right.
And yeah, with mission briefing, it's more like do something before I resolve mission briefing, and then
Sure.
if I touch the trap is game. But yeah,
So how did you feel? Like,
and
I guess, like talking about this, because you're big into the synergy here, and it's correct, right? Like, it's all about like the micro synergies and differentiating what cards work and what don't, right? Like, especially with like moving past mission here, we have Drown in the Lock coming in. We obviously have some comparisons with stuff like Mana Leaks, or like that would ideally be the closest thing that we had. We even, before Drown, we were playing Murderous Cuts. So like that was like the big mana,
exactly.
that was the big removal. So how fast were you to adopt into, I guess, Drown? I think a lot of people, much of the community was like immediate, but then there were people that were saying like, oh, we still got to play Murderous Cut. This makes it hard with mission briefing, or because like, oh, now you need blue, black to cast all of it. So like, what did you think about the Drown movement that happened with Throne of Eldraine?
I think Drown was one of the best addition to the deck. Uh, before Drown, I was like, okay, Scheming Symmetry was super good. Just
Right,
fun,
I did dodge over Scheming Symmetry. That's my personal bias. I apologize, everyone. That's my personal bias. Go on.
Scheming Symmetry with Fraying Sanity is
Yeah.
a buy.
Yeah.
But
Okay, yeah.
but okay. But yeah, for Drown, I think you have the the possibility to be very versatile, and you can just not push, but just remove a creature or counter spell just for 2 mana. I think it's really huge. But yeah, for for 1 year before, I think it was it was because I unfortunately don't have the space to run it, but I think it's one of the best removal we can have for Mill.
So I mean, now going from Drown, we start seeing there's definitely a big bump in the 5-0s, which is one of the best ways we have to gauge success, which is weird, right? Like sometimes really almost any brew in Modern, it feels like, can go 5-0 if you know what you're doing with it, right?
Yeah.
But that was the closest Atacum we had to success in putting ourselves out there. But now with Uro coming out in Astrolabe, we had the rise of Sultai Mill, and so we had some buzz about that. So it was like, it's not just Mill, it was like, okay, Mill can do other things. But now with Ruin Crab and Maddening Cacophony, everything exploded. It all just like, it was like every week is literally like at least 1 to 2 5-0s. We're just out on the scene, challenge results, which is amazing. That feels like the first way of legitimizing things. So,
but
yeah,
I think when why we see more 5-0s, it's just because more people play the deck.
Yes,
I think.
Yes.
Not too many people just played it, but it's a very good deck, like a very good deck. But when you are favorable against more like 54% of the meta, I think it's perfect. Where if you look at the top 16 best deck in Modern, you beat like easily 10 out to 16, I think.
Yeah.
And so, I think because the deck is more popular, you have more 5-0, and of course within the car you have just a huge amount of power with Crab and Cacophony. But Cacophony, I think it's another thing.
Right, sure. Right, it's really just Crab. It's really that Hedron Crab or that Ruin Crab.
This new Crab, it's just the best card in Mill for me. It's really the best card. It's you can dodge the Line of Sanctity.
Yeah.
This fucking dumb card, but okay.
There's a lot of cards in Magic that you're like, oh man, is this did you print this for Thoughtseize? Because this is really desperate for Thoughtseize, Like this was just incidentally hitting Mill for no reason. Because they didn't design that card for Mill. That's what I hate about these cards. They were never designed for let's beat Mill. You know what I mean? Leyline of Sanctity was not designed to beat Mill. It just destroyed Mill for years. Just years.
It's true. And you just have to run some Echoing Trough.
Oh, do you remember on the
Set Adrift?
Oh, I was literally just gonna say, there you go. Do you remember when Set Adrift was a sideboard card? That's nowhere right now.
Yeah.
Nowhere. So no one wants to play Sorcery Speed Interaction. It's like the power creep in Modern. It was like, because the big reason to play it was it was hard removal with Mesmericorp. But no one wants it anymore. Because Modern, everything's an instant. Everything's an instant. Hey, imagine trying to Set Adrift in Uro. What does that do for you? But
it's just nothing.
So we're gonna go into this later. As many of you already know, Maxim here, he's a man of numbers, and we can talk about why that's important a little bit later. The things that he's provided for the community here and what he does. But kind of just but without burying the lead too far here, the big reason why we're here is to talk about Maxim's result here. So after all these 5-0s, people just throwing themselves at the leagues, just slamming their head onto their keyboard, just mill. Maxim thought, I'm going to wake up today and I'm going to top 8. You woke up and you're like, I'm a top 8. So you did it. You did it. You didn't just only top 8. So let's talk about it here. How did you do in that? and we can use that to kind of transition into your list here. How did you do in the challenge?
So the first thing, it was like normally the challenge on Saturday start for me at 1 p.m.
Yeah.
And we just shift the hour from the summer hour to the winter hour.
I think that's this Sunday for me. Yeah, daylight savings. I think that's this Sunday for me.
And I was like, oh my god! Imagine one day the challenge starts at 12 and not at 1 p.m. And I was like, oh my god!
You know, why not? Yeah. No, for sure.
And I woke up like at 11. 11:13, and I was like, oh my god.
I can't imagine you woke up an hour before. Oh my god, I can't even imagine.
Okay. So yeah, just enter, and I was like, okay, just see the previous result of the challenge. If I see some like a different meta or stuff like this, and was like, okay, my list is quite good, and don't change it. And I was like, I am a member of a Discord, like a competitive modern for French people.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, just stream it. And I was like, okay, let's go, and maybe I will do something.
maybe something will come out of it.
Know.
Yeah. So
how
did you do? What was that final result? Where'd you end off? What place?
The final result. So I lost in semifinals.
Okay.
And overall, I'm 7-2, and I lost to the same opponent with Yorion Taxes.
Yeah, Yorion Taxes. Oh, I definitely want to go into that deck later. Deck later. That was a surprise to me. When you said Yorion Taxes, my eyes I was like, huh? What? Yeah. But so that was fourth place. If I'm not mistaken, that was third or fourth place that put you in. So it would have been
fourth.
Okay.
It's 3/4. You don't.
So fourth place in the Modern Challenge. Let's talk about your deck list now. For all of you watching live right now, the deck list is not available right now, but for all of you watching afterwards, it will be available down below. And of course, many of you watching this right now, you have Maxim. You see him on the Mill Discord at user Kumbak. Just message him. He's got his list. We're going to talk about it right now. What were I will actually, even without you asking, I have some interesting. I have some questions about some of the things you did in your list, because obviously everyone's got their own take on Mill, because what's nice about the deck is there's a lot of room for expression. There's a lot of room for what your preference is. So I'm talking about like plus or minus Mesmeric Orbs, Drown in the Lock over, I don't know, maybe like Fraying Sanity. Maybe you're playing only 2 drowns, playing Luros over Ashiok. There's a lot of things. So why did you decide, in your case, to not play Luros? I'm going to start from there. So why not Luros?
So I played Luros for a time before Zendikar, but for me, when Zendikar comes out, I just can't believe that you can't play Fraying Sanity with 8 crab. I think it's like for just 1 crab with 1 fetch, it's 1/10 of the opponent deck. Yeah. So like Mill just with 1 land and 1 crab with Fraying Sanity is just mid-6, just basically. And I think Fraying Sanity is really here to just go wide in the.
I think but I think what you said there was a really powerful way to think about it. That you're right. Like one land drop with a Fraying Sanity out is 1/10 of their deck. You go to 12 with 2 triggers, you have 1/5 of their deck. And then, you start adding a second crab, which you have your percentage of actually having 2 active crabs on the battlefield by the time you go to 3 and drop a Fraying Sanity is insane. So probably by the time that Fraying Sanity resolves, Let me think here. You got 2 crabs out. That's 2 landfall triggers. You're doubling.
Yeah.
Like
And-
maybe you got a fetch land out. You milled them for 12. You milled them for 24, right? Like
Yeah.
that's
This is the
insane.
point.
The numbers is good. The thinking of it with fractions is good because thinking of whatever, like 12 out of 60. No, when you think about it like holistically, that's really powerful. That's
I
really
really
powerful.
like. I think it's Alex who did that, or it's another person, but
Sure.
he did something to compare meal to burn
Yeah.
with some stats, and like okay, bolt is 3 damage, so it's just compare your life total for burn and the deck for meal,
which is very easy,
And
right? Like at least there's in the sense that
least, yeah.
at least the numbers are even, right? Like 20 life to 60 cards kind of multiplied by 3, so the math is like relatively easy to make, thankfully. It's not like 57 cards in a deck and 18 life. Like it doesn't become like weird, but yeah. And then and imagine like what you found or what that individual found was like it's hard to compare apples to apples, like burn to mill. It's hard because the amount that we would have to mill per mana is insane compared to like, to get to Burn's level. Like mill would probably be banned. If we could do what Burn did percentage-wise, mill would be banned. It would be insane.
For 0 mana, you can mill 13 cards. Oh my god!
I've heard that somewhere. That's a rumor, right? Like I've heard that's an interaction in Modern. I've never actually seen it.
I think it's broken.
I don't. So the reason I wanted to talk about Luros there was, again, so you said you liked Fraying Sanity, you liked the interaction that it provided, and I'm one to agree there, especially when Zendikar was out. My big thing was like, we need to race people. So you have Fraying Sanity. The reason I wanted to bring up Luros was you are playing Thieves Guild Enforcer, as Melvin in chat was just talking about. You wanted to bring up Thieves Guild Enforcer from Zendikar Rising. You're playing Thieves Guild, which feels like, you think about Standard and Historic right now with Dimir Rogues, Historic Rogues. It's one of the fundamental synergies there. Why choose not to maximize on something like that and still go with Thieves Guild Enforcer? Like, why Thieves Guild Enforcer over maybe more Fatal Pushes or...
But I ran 4 pushes, so...
Sure, yeah. Oh, sorry, yeah, like maybe Blood Chief 6.
Yeah,
Let's use that card, yeah.
Okay, so about Blood Chiefs, I think there are many points on Chiefs. The first one, the more important thing is the removal spell. For one black, you can remove all kind of creature. It's like a drone for at least less cost. You have also the opportunity to mill as an instant speed. So for like, you are close to finish the game, and for instance, against control, he threw
it becomes a
cycle
3-2 for
Sharknado or Jace or stuff like this. You can just win on this, and it's like a pressure, because many people against Mill just said that, okay, I just don't care about my life total, and I can just fetch and shock and stuff like this. And with the 3-2, you can raise people. You can just kill an opponent with your creature. But and the downside, I think, about Bloodchief, for instance, it's like a sorcery. Ah, my god.
Yeah. I honestly though, think about it. If that card was not a sorcerer, let's theorycraft here. If Bloodchief's Thirst wasn't instant, is it better than Fatal Push? Yes or no?
No, not for me.
Okay.
Because
I think I agree, but I'm close. If someone told me it was, I could believe them.
I think it depends on the matchup.
Yeah.
Because again, for instance, Human or Burn or Chund, it's okay. It's better because there are many 2 or less creature or planeswalker, so it's okay. But I like the pushes for 4. You can remove just
You
a
just
bunch
have
of
more
creature
versatility
and
for the
like
yeah. Yeah.
like I'm not. I'm not. It's really hard to deal with it.
Yeah.
I think with
It's
Mill
the top end.
and
The top end is what holds it down. That's definitely, I would say, the biggest downside to Thirst is definitely the top end, because yeah, it's 4 mana at sorcery speed. Just like BCE is saying in chat right now, it's 4 mana at sorcery speed. And I would also argue, so I mean, just to highlight even Thieves Guild here, the pros is yes, it's a 1 mana 3/2. It's extremely powerful. Comes in, it's got Death Touch. In a creature meta right now, it blocks a lot really well, right? Like even if it doesn't block favorably, killing something is fantastic, right? So I think like the downside becomes when you want, like, when something is evasive, when a deck doesn't need to beat you through combat, then Thieves Guild, I would say, has that downside. I'm just trying to provide the contrast for everybody here. I'm not trying to downplay the Thieves. I'm just trying to say we got up and down for both, and I think the reasoning you have for yours makes sense. You're still playing the 4 Fatal push. You are using Thieves Guild as a form of alternate win condition, which does help, and it does still play along with Fraying Sanity. You are still aggressively milling them. So there is still a lot of control going around. Go on.
I saw something also in the chat about he said that drone would have been better.
Drown. Okay, yeah.
I think it also depends on your not deck style, but the way you want to build your mill deck. I think with Fraying Sanity you have to rush, and you are not like a mid-range deck, so you have to maximize your cheap spells. And for instance, in the lowest build, drone is perfectly fine because it's more like a mid-range deck because the rest can't touch the table before turn like 5 or 6. So you have the time and you can have the mana base for. I think with 8 crab you don't have the mana base to have to quickly have like 1 blue and 1 black. That's why I don't run the Glimpse and I run Cacophony instead.
And I think that's become like the central argument because what is it? A lot of people, I think before A-Crab and Cacophony came out, a lot of people, we were having back and forths in the Mill Discord about like 2 Field of Ruins, 3 Field of Ruins, or 4 Field of Ruins, because the mana base is hard. It's a really difficult mana base with 4 colorless sources. And some people are even running 5. I've seen people give me a Miko Coral and 4 Field of Ruins. And I'm like, they're still playing the playset of Drowns. I'm like, how? How do you cast that card? How do you ever cast that card on turn 2? So I think you're correct, right? Like, it's hard. Like, if you're already playing Cacophony, it's hard to support Drown as well, but it works. It works. It depends. And you're right. It depends on your play style. I'm personally on the side of no Drown, but if someone told me you have to play Drown, I wouldn't be upset. I know how to play around Drown. It's just like my play style would change. You wouldn't be as aggressive, right? Like you would hold back your mill spells. You won't just go for it. You'd rather hold back. Dre Maurice in chat is talking about playing the Stern Dismissal in the sideboard so that you can Stern Dismissal your Thieves Guild enforcers.
No, you can't. You can't because it's just the opponent. Opponent
really?
creature and opponent,
Dre, you're spreading false information. Who's spreading false information here? Oh no.
Focus.
No, I read it. Yo, Dre's a scam artist. Dre's a scam artist.
Yeah, it's on the opponent. Sorry.
Oh my god. But yeah, Mitchell, I apologize that the deck list being not available is ultimately my fault. Like, it's not like our lovely friend over here didn't top 4 and I could just find the deck list and put it up. I apologize. We will have it up by the end at some point. Or if you have it up, link it in chat.
I can just share my screen. I am on
Oh sure, yeah,
MTGO.
we can take a quick. As backup. Sorry. Oh, I thought you were saying Stern plus Thieves, as in both combo together. My bad. All right. You know what? Dre isn't a scam artist. I'm the scam artist. I'm painting Dre out to be an evil person. I'm painting Dre out to be the worst person in the world. I apologize, everyone. Hold on. Oh, this is great. Oh my god, I love Discord. This is great.
Okay.
Okay, so going into this list. Okay, so we're talking about the Thieves Guild. People in the French Discord also reacted the same way. Okay, so we talked about the Thieves Guild. So this was the list going in. Ensnaring Bridge. What a comeback. No one wants to play this card anymore. How did Ensnaring Bridge do for you? Because you think about it, like right now, the meta is full of Skyclave Apparition. I think that's people's biggest hesitation, alongside Prowess that gets under Bridge, because you can swing in and then buff the creature up. So Bridge is a hard sell. How did you do with it?
I think against Taxes matchup, or just matchup who runs Skyclave, Bridge is not a good card, and I prefer run Bridge against all these Shadow decks and humans and Spirits, because Spirit is also very popular.
Surprisingly, God, that deck never dies. That deck's always coming back. I checked the meta the other day. I'm like, what the hell is Collected Company doing back in this world? When was Collected Company a good card? But yeah, no. Okay, so you're using it. So is Spirits not running Skyclave? Are they?
Yeah, but I think just in one or two off. I think it was not
in the sideboard, right? Because maybe not in the main board.
Just check.
Because isn't it a core Spirit? I swear the creature type was a core Spirit. If we just like look through right now, yeah. While we're live here. I love this. This is a Bridge against Eldrazi tax. Yes.
Yeah, for Skyclave. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. There you go.
So, but yeah, basically, if I check Bridge, it's more like for Shadow, Titan, Taxes, Blitz also.
By the way, these graphs right now on screen for everyone watching, this is Maxim's sideboard guide that he's going to make available for his deck list at the end of the stream. So you're getting a little sneak preview of it. I think that's what this is, right? Like this is your sideboard guide. So we're going to make that available at the end of stream. We're going to reference it here and there, and we might even go in depth into it. And also, while we're doing this, everyone that's watching this live right now, we are going to have a live Q&A session. So if you wanted to get your questions out, post them in the chat, or I don't know, you can message them to me in the Discord, whatever. I have Discord up, and we can kind of go through it that way. So have your questions ready. We'll talk about that when we get there. But yeah, so I mean, I guess going from Ensnaring Bridge here, what is it? So I have some other things that people have generally been agreeing on. How are you feeling about Ravenous Trap? Feels like that's where everyone's transitioning to right now. Why the Ravenous Traps?
So with the rise of Mill, many player are just like, okay, we will just run like a revolt spell like Gaia's Blessing or Cozy Lake or all these dumb cards, and I think people just middle player will need to find a way in order to beat these cards, because it's just horrible for us. And with this list, I think I have many tools in order to avoid this.
100%. Like you have, let's say they have a shuffle effect. You know, you have even Thieves Guild Enforcer just to attack against the slow matchups. Ashiok can usually just get there anyway, right? Like you're running 2 copies and... Yeah,
and the things that people needs to know is that even if I surgical like a shuffle card effect like Emrakul or stuff like this, the entire graveyard shuffle with the library.
Yeah.
And so I need to find something else. And Ravenous Trap is an excellent. It's an excellent card for that. And you have also this secret deck with Mikokoro.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes. Nexus of Fate, no more. Nexus of Fate, no more.
I think Mikokoro just don't counter Nexus of Fate because even if you force him to draw, Nexus of Fate is an instant removal, so it's a spell. So if he has the 7 mana, if you in response to the trigger of Mikokoro, he can just cast Nexus, and that just does nothing.
Well, no, but that's the thing. So like, let's say Nexus is the last card in their deck, and they cast Nexus in response to the Nexus cast. You then Mikokoro. Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah. So you're right. Yeah. Like if they have another win condition or something, you're trying to force it, you have to let them cast Nexus first, and then you Mikokoro. So that's the reason to stop Nexus.
But even with Gaia's Blessing or Kozilek, if you are able to, in response to the trigger of Gaia's Blessing or just stuff like this, if you manage to empty his library, just a quick shot of Mikokoro,
just that one draw. Oh, yeah, no, that's 100%. I agree 100%.
Yeah, I think
it serves as almost an equivalent to Cephalid Coliseum in Legacy. That's why Cephalid Coliseum exists. It's nice because Cephalid Coliseum, you can just draw 3 cards with it, but like you do have to discard 3. But it's nice to go a little bit deeper. But it serves as almost the equivalent. You don't get to get the colored mana, but it's okay. Cephalid Coliseum doesn't need to be a modern legal card. I don't think that would actually be a good thing. So we don't need to make that. No. But
Mikokoro is fine.
Is good enough. So let's talk about one last card, and then I want to talk about the individual matchups and how you got there and how you felt certain cards like perform. So the final card I want to talk about, I think this is super back and forth. Back in the day, a lot of people loved this card. I loved it myself. I had a damn play set of it, okay, in my sideboard. Profane Memento. Why Profane Memento? Why?
Why not?
Damn, our interview over. Damn, I give up.
It's more like the creature matchup, and I think like Upspelt or some matchups. I think it's like a buy if you just put it down. But I think with some discussions with my friends, we need to just remove Profane Memento, and because it's not good enough. For one, I think it's not good enough because you just pass your entire first turn to put a Profane Memento, and you are an aggro rush build deck. So just put a Profane Memento on the play on turn 1 means like you lost 1 turn for meal, and it's not so good. But I think it really depends on the meta. If Burn and Mono Red or more creature-based decks just revives, I think Profane Memento will have a space, but I think for now we just have to run like Torpor Orb for Skyclave and all.
That's actually a pretty good argument for it.
So,
because I've always been harping against Torpor Orb. I've hated that card, but Skyclave presents an interesting argument for it. Okay.
You just have to be careful if you play Uro, because you can just cast 6/6 for 3, but
oh yikes! I forgot about that. Oh yikes!
So you need to be careful, but
oh man, that was an ETB trigger, wasn't it? Oh wow, okay, okay. Oh,
I think
Yo. Okay, on that note, Dre, I know you in chat. How many mainboard torpor orbs are you going to be playing in Sultai Mill right now? But yeah, Mitchell Levy in chat. We are playing, or Maxim's playing Maddening Cacophony, mostly for the easier mana base, right? Like it's really just to be easier on the mana. The leyline effect at this point is really just value, because I don't know how you feel about the meta right now. There's almost no leyline of sanctity. There's almost no leyline. I haven't. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't seen a Veil of Summer in weeks. I have not seen a Veil of Summer in weeks. I don't know about you. Maybe it's just the matchups I'm facing. Maybe they're decreasing that in the sideboards. But it feels like the hexproof effects it's really just become this byproduct. But yeah.
I think it really depends, because you can. Yeah, some leagues you just have no veil and no, and maybe you don't know why, but on one league you just face 3 matchups with leylines and some matchups with leyline main deck, thanks to oops spells, but it's okay. But yeah, because some people just run 4 leyline of sanctity in main board in oops all spells. So
yeah.
You just have to be careful of this. And yeah, but instead of that, the meta looks very good for mill. You just have some matchups that you need to avoid, like human, it's like a really tough matchup. If you face a bad human player, it's like a bye, but if you face a really good player, I think it's really complicated, because it will just name the good target on middling mage, like crypt and the good. And
I think honestly, yeah, even against humans, like I feel like your list is pretty well equipped. Like I think the big thing is like I always like if people play creature metas, I always tell them like play a bare minimum of 2 crypt incursions, even go to 3, because I've heard the argument before where people tell me that the second crypt is bad. Okay, but the argument is that the first crypt is amazing. So as someone who likes numbers, I think you can agree that having a higher chance of finding the first crypt is really where you want to be. Crypt incursion is lights out against a lot of the meta right now. It is soul crushing to just say, yep, I can take 20 damage. I can do that for like 2-3 turns. That's fine. Like, so I think it's really soul crushing to some decks to look them in the eyes and say that. But actually, I wanted to address something in chat right now. Frank Pear 004 here. Oh, did you run up? I can answer this myself as well. Did you run up against some lists or some matchups where you felt that Glimpse could have closed out the game, Maddening just didn't do it? Okay, yeah.
No, never.
I can agree with that,
because with the 4 crabs, I think you and I also have the Thieves plus Cacophony. It's 10, so you have your glimpse.
I think just with the fraying sanity and more crabs, you and Dre both kind of just nailed it on the head there. Glimpse is made up for even more. It feels like the same deck with Glimpse, but 50 times more consistent. The mana's easier, you're hitting your 10, but go on, sorry.
And no, it's okay. But many times I was in the situation that if I had a Glimpse instead of Cacophony, I just can't mill it, because I have like 1 Field of Rune and oh
my God, so many times. No, honestly, so many times. There are so many more keepable hands thanks to Cacophony. There's so many more keepable hands with Cacophony. I can't even I've run into significantly more keepable hands with Maddening Cacophony than I have lost because Cacophony wasn't Glimpse. Like, I think there's literally one time on stream that I can think about where I significantly missed Glimpse the Unthinkable. One time. Since it's printing. And I switched over. But we can use that as a transition here. Going into your matchups here, You obviously had a long run, 7-2. That's a lot of Magic.
Yeah.
And I wanted to highlight. I wanted to leave the Yorian taxes for last there because that really feels like something super recent. That is super new, and I wanted you to highlight. I guess you're kind of pulling up the matchups right now. Maybe 2 or 3 matchups that you really like. It doesn't matter if you lost them or won them. What stood out for you? Like maybe you played a humans game that was really close and you felt like you made a decision that was wrong, or maybe you won a game because you felt like you made some odd decision. What were some matchups that stood out for you here? Like I'm even thinking like red-green Electro Dominance, round 6 against red-green Electro Dominance. By the way, that deck went far. That deck went far. But
this matchup was just so fun to play. But,
Stop. You actually murked them. You absolutely destroyed them, you evil person. Don't you dare call that matchup fun, you evil person. You absolutely destroyed them.
Yeah. So this is my game 2 on turn 0 against it. So it like
that hand is chef's kiss. Look at that Echoing Truth. Just look at that Echoing Truth sitting there just waiting.
Yeah, but the fun fact is that I didn't bounce the Line of Sanctity during the whole game. Yeah.
Oh, right! Because of the crab! Yeah. I literally just realized, yes, because of the crab. You never needed to bounce it! I love it. I love this. I love Mills so much. My God.
If you want, I can show you the game. If people are interested, I can just show you the game.
Go for it. Show me. Okay, yeah. This is great. Because we couldn't usually do this.
Okay, so you have to know
go. Show me that game too. All right, everyone. This is the first time for it. Let me see. Let's see this stream replay. Let's go for it. We're going at it play by play. Oh, I love this.
The things you have to know is that how Electro Dominance will. With Restore Balance, it's not okay. I just pause here, but I want to explain something. The actual way to win with Electro Dominance is with Rhinos against us, and so you have to surgical it as fast as you can, because balance is okay. I don't care, and Garden it's okay. You can have bridge, or you can have
here. Hold on, I can
or.
Give me 1 second. Sorry, let me blow up the screen. Sorry, there you go. Yes. So okay. I just changed it so our screens are small, and I've blown up the screen. Go on.
Okay. So why I don't put crab in play? I'm just scared of bolt or like a removal or stuff like this.
I love
because
that. Patience.
Recrab is
so good.
It's just the actual way to win, because he is on a mulligan 5. With 2 line down, it's a mulligan 5.
Yeah.
You don't play with.
Yep.
And okay, so okay. Not terrible stuff, but it's okay. Fetch and bunch of fetch. So okay, first fetch trigger, you have nothing. You don't have to surgical the enablers. As I can say, like the Asphalt that he will cast here.
Okay.
Because I have a surgical, I don't want to mill that. With Electro Dominance, I was like, okay, this is Rhino for sure. Okay, so he cast it. At his draw step, I surgical hit, just because like counters, and I have a dispute, and he can't force in response.
Oh, this is so good. Yeah. And then that's smart. And so that's gone.
I surgical it, and this is his head. So
I mean, I'm learning a lot here too. I actually really like this patience, because honestly, I would have just surgicaled the I actually would have just surgicaled the white card, the restore balance.
Okay,
that's good, and that was good. That was good telling on your part. That's good. That's good on your part, recognizing the fact that would have won the game.
And so in his hand he had force and borrower. Yeah, Braden Borer. So I was like, okay, I have an echoing truth. This is the most important threat here.
Yeah.
So I need to remove it. And had his, I think I did it on this upkeep. Yeah,
Yeah.
upkeep.
Yeah.
And yeah, the opponent wanted to
Yeah, he's like,
to
"Whoa."
borrow where
Yeah. Oh my
his Rhino,
god. This
but
this is
okay.
this is clockwork right here. 20 cards, active stern dismissal, and visions of beyond. This is
No, and this is
GG.
game.
This
This
is
is just
GG.
this is just game
I love
because
that. No, I love this because it was literally just patience. It was literally just patience. I think like yeah, like because at any point they might have been able to find a restore balance, maybe some way to get it off, but like
but like with balance here, we don't have so much troubles because
yeah,
he just have nothing on board,
yeah,
and so yeah, he just can't win with this, and he just have to land. So okay,
well,
that's why
no,
that's
that was
how
good.
I won versus Electro Dominance, and it's kind of a weird matchup. But if you really know the matchup, I think it's super good for us.
Yeah. No, 100%. It is. I'm actually surprised. That's. I mean, nothing against the player. I'm really surprised Electro Dominance got that far. I don't know who let that happen. I don't know who let that happen, but like whatever. You stopped them in their tracks. Here, let me just how do I change the layout? There you go. Okay. All right. Now that was the Electro Dominance matchup. Let's go back into your
Yeah.
matchups here. Let's go back into I guess like you were sharing your Twitter screen. So going
Yeah.
into here before we hop into the Yorian taxes, I kind of want to leave that to the end there. How did you feel against? Because it looks like you played a lot of multicolor matchups here. Yorian Toolbox literally feels like 5-color magic. Earl Piles is 4-color magic. Niv to Light 5-colored. There's a lot of multicolored stuff, multiple threats. How did you, kind of match after match? How did you feel about threat assessment here? Because especially Niv to Light, there aren't clear surgical targets. The deck plays a lot of one-ofs. How did you feel approaching these Earl matchups, these mid-range matchups with so many pieces? What were you thinking of? Were you thinking of, I need to stop one card or I need to resolve one card myself? Where were you on that?
I think for the Euro matchup, I think I can just show one list. Okay, so basically, when you saw this list, how many threats do you see? I just see like 2 threats, one here
Oh yeah, like 7 in
and one
total, but
here.
yeah, two threats. Or sure. Oh, sorry, you're not okay. Yeah. I'm forgetting the Field of the
So
Dead, but yeah.
yeah, I was just like, okay, you are two threats. So I think the goal versus this kind of text is like, I just want to remove the threats, and after I just have the clock, because think that the list I play is like a rush. It's aggro. So and in the long term, with the orb, you will have the win. But the important target here are euro. So you have to have like surgical or
Your Ashiok.
graveyard
Yeah, your Ashiok.
removal or stuff like this. And then you just have to like keep your field of runes for this field of the dead, and basically you just won the game.
Yeah.
So
Like
yeah,
Ashiok is like, this deck is a joke against Ashiok. Let me just put that out there. For anyone in chat
no,
right now or watching this afterward that is not playing Ashiok Dreamrender and you have a problem against Uro, just play Ashiok. I really
just play a Charmaine deck.
I just don't understand how you lose this matchup with the resolved Ashiok. I don't. I don't understand how you lose this matchup. It's insane. It beats the Uro. You're beating them on their searching. Hour of Promise literally does nothing. I don't know what's Renin 6 do. Kill like X ones like.
And the fact that I think playing Ashiok in main board actually is really good in the meta, because you have a lot of Euro, a lot of graveyard based deck. because they're just playing Euro. So okay.
Do you feel
But
like Ashiok is one of those cards where it feels like a valuable main board tool, or would you play a copy or two in your sideboard because you feel like the meta needs more of that effect? What do you think? Like, I know you're playing 3 Ravenous Traps. Do you feel like the combination of the repeated exile and the stop searching merits copies in the sideboard, or it's just, you know what, Ravenous Trap's fine?
I think Ravenous Trap. I just played Ravenous Trap just for the Gaia's Blessing things and Kozilek, and I think the graveyard removal is more for Ashok instead of Ravenous Trap. I don't know if it's really clear, but
Sure.
If I want to remove the graveyard, like for to remove the graveyard, I think Ashok is better because it's like a permanent, and when you resolve it, it's basically GG.
Mm-hmm. So I guess I want to actually expand on this because Mitchell Levy in chat just so Alexa, we won't be playing any games. This is primarily just an interview. We're talking to Maxim about his win here, but just to address Mitchell's question about it turning off visions. So the idea here is that I don't know if you agree with me here, Maxim, but in the matchups where Ashiok comes in, let's say you have it in the sideboard, or in the matchups where you want it, Ashiok provides so much value that it makes up for 2 more cards drawn off visions. Visions will always draw you 1, but the value that Ashiok provides in the matchups that you really want it makes up for the 2 cards, the 4 cards, the 6 cards, if I can even say that. The things that Ashiok does against decks like this, against greedy mana bases and against Uros, is honestly sometimes more valuable than 4 cards in terms of the fact that you are making up for that with your own active plan. I don't know if that's how you feel about it, Maxim.
And you have to think that also Ashok mills 20 cards. So if you resolve it, I think the board state is like very basically clear, and so you don't feel any pressure from Euro or other things, and
go on.
Just draw 1 card or 3 cards. I think 3 cards just speed the clock. But basically, against those types of decks with mill, with Ashok in play, you don't have to speed the clock, and you just want to think like, okay, I just want to really win the game, and by playing Ashok and just draw 1 card, I'm sure that I can win the game in the term. So
I think the 20 cards is also, like, I think that's really one of the keys here. A lot of people forget about the long game effect because, again, against these matchups, like, that's 20 uncountered mill once it resolves. So that's that initial stipulation. But people don't play Tails End. People don't play Stifle in Modern. They have to remove it. And so another thing to think about is, like, how many times have you had your control opponent actually counter a Hedron Crab? Right? Like, there's no in between. Your opponent spends all of their resources destroying a Hedron Crab or countering a Hedron Crab or letting it go. So you have to think about the small pieces that come together. You start realizing once an Ashiok comes down, oh, you have a Hedron Crab on board. Oh, you have a Mesmeric Orb on board. Like, everything starts adding up, and, like, Ashiok becomes that glue. But yeah, I see you have Jeskai Control brought up. What did you want to highlight here?
Because more and more player in Azur's Control or Jeskai Control play Tails End.
Jesus Christ, stop. Oh my God. Retract everything I've said. That's so cool, though, because I like, you know what, though? I'm going to be honest. I actually really like Tails End for the sole reason of it countering legendary spells, because it counters Planeswalkers, and it counters Uros, and it counters Omnats. I really, really like, I love Tails End as an EDH player, obviously, but Tails End is actually a sleeper Modern card. I've thought this for a really long time. The fact that you counter legendaries when I believe they errated that. That was an original thing with Planeswalkers. They were not legendary permanents, if I'm correct here. And the fact that
I don't know.
And like I'm upset that they're now playing Tail's End because that scares me. But I'm happy that they are. It's a really powerful card. Just countering legendaries is really cool.
So yeah.
That's scary. Oh, and they're playing the full Madcap package. I see they have the Madcap experiments in the Platinum.
The Nexus of Fate, Platinum and Cap, And currently this is the opponent I face during the challenge. He's playing. This is the White Stone Dade. This is his list.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. That's. Oh, perfect. Okay, you got the exact list. Okay. Yeah, just looking through this, it's interesting to think that I'm just talking through this list here. 4 of Spreading Seas as a control card. There's a lot of things about Modern right now that feels really retro. The fact that control decks are playing Spreading Seas, we have Shark Typhoon in there. We're going back to playing Stoneforge Mystic, double Jace. The big thing I'm seeing here: no Teferi 5. 4 mana Jace's but that's in the sideboard. I'm talking about people who are like, oh wow, 5 mana Teferi is better than Jace the Mind Sculptor. Remember that when 5 mana Teferi came out, like control players were in. It's interesting to see certain facets of Modern making its way back right now. But I'm seeing the Tail's End in the sideboard. Settle the Wreckage, Nexus of Fate as always. Aether Gust Condemns. Yeah. Okay. And so how did you feel about against this matchup? It feels like out of the sideboard, only one Mystical Dispute. Nexus of Fate isn't even the worst of things. There's not a lot coming out of their sideboard to really tackle a mill list. How did you feel about this matchup?
This card is just annoying.
Oh god, stealing Hedron Crabs, yes.
Yeah.
Oh god. Oh.
And so I think this is not like a conventional white list because we also associate white to a really hard control shell with, as you say, like a big TF and just no Stoneforge.
Sure.
Yeah, you just have to like remove the little threats with Stoneforge.
Sure.
If you remove Stoneforge, it's like the white control matchup. So keep safe your crabs. Don't fetch, and just fetch when he responds to like a Archmage or Path to Exile or
sure.
like a removal. You have to be patient and not be greedy by fetching or stuff like this. And yeah, this matchup was just about charm and yeah, Nexus, of course.
Okay.
But
so I guess all right, go on. Sorry.
Yeah. On the game 2, it was just I just slammed a bunch of crabs and it just
the classic. Just like, did you have like three crabs in your opener? Let's see it. Oh my god, I love this. I love this replay section we have here. Okay, good. Let me see it.
This is the match number 4. Yeah.
I love this. Round 4. Let's go. Get another replay. Oh my god, let's see how this game 2 went. Oh, this is over. Let me see it.
So
I love this.
Spoiler. So yeah, the first end I was crabs but no land, so I was okay. Too bad. So this end is pretty fine. I have a crab, a push for the early threats, and a trap.
Push for Stoneforge is perfect here. I mean, they kept a 7 here, so they probably do have a Stoneforge. It's probably a good call.
Yeah. So first mistake about our opponent, it's like he fetch on his own turn, so force is can't available, so I can trap safely. And display thinks that he had a Path to Exile in hand. So that's why I don't put my crab on the play.
That's smart, yeah, because like I guess a lot of people would think that I mean me included in a lot of ways. I would think that okay, they're not playing, they're fetching on their turn because they're trying to avoid if we draw an archive trap. But you're right in the sense that the other way to think about it is they are showing I have Path to Exile, or I have some form of,
or dispute or stuff like this.
Yeah, for the turn 1 crab. And now they're playing
so
perfect. Yep, and you're gonna push right into this. That's perfect. They played right into you.
Okay, so in this point it's full tap. I have a chips in hand, so I was like, I can just put my crab down and see how the how it goes.
Thieves Guild is so good here. Yeah.
Turn 3 did nothing.
Oh, that's so crucial. The fact that like control decks need to be making their land drops turn after turn, like turn after turn. Oh my god, the fact that they, oh my god, that was the worst. That was the terrible Path to Exile, by the way. You do not Path to Exile before your opponent can like play a land. That was so bad.
Yeah, so I have like 6 triggers with field and the land, and the chiefs comes, and it was like okay, and I actually mill 30 cards with just 1 crab and 1 trap.
No, like so 13. It was let's see, they like you milled 13 cards. I think, or that's not, no, it would have been 12 because it would have been 2 off the thing and like fetches. Yeah, you milled so many cards with, it was 1 mana passively mill again, like 2/5 of their deck, or sorry, 1/5 of their deck.
Yeah. And so now this is the point that, okay, he touched his 3rd land, so he have a charm available.
Sure. And that's going to steal the thieves.
He is at 13, but I'm in 17. And I have no 8 cards in my graveyard, so still the Thieves was not is not a really good play, but we'll see what he will do. Okay. So the other things is that okay, he fetch with no planes, and his only planes is here. So if I field the white source, he can't Stoneforge again.
Yeah. No, you can't.
Pass 2.
Yeah.
And
that's a good read.
So near the bench with this thieves, he has like okay. So not yet. So 19 cards left, 3 mana. Jace is not here. Okay, so he Archmage and
Wow, main phase. Yeah, no, this game's a wrap. Main phase, Archmage's Charm, draw 2. This game's a wrap. That's game. There's no way. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. I mean, there's an Nexus. That's fine. You have a 3/2 on the battlefield. Like there's no fear.
Okay, so he touched his 4 lands. Just Jace.
Okay.
And okay, this is Nexus. I was like, I don't care. You don't have enough mana to cast it.
Yeah, no, game's over. It's over. I love how this. Yeah, there you go. Okay. All right, let me bring it back into the full screen here. So I guess the final thing I wanted to go in here. So we don't need to go into the whole thing because you did lose to it twice.
No.
But how did you feel about Yorion Taxes? Not even the matchup. We can go to the matchup in a second. What did you think about the list? I looked through it. They've added blue. I believe there's spell quellers and there's some bounce effects. Did you feel like this was more of a problem for Mill than regular mono white taxes, or how do you, or did you kind of run bad, or how did you feel?
I think we have to. I have to specify that it's a Mill. It's a Mill thinking, because with this. You have like a terrible disease, and with this we have the cholera. So you have both horrible things just combined for just Mill. Because 80 cards is a lot if you don't run Flank Sanity. and taxes is horrible for mill because you
Like
search a
already,
lot.
yeah. Already.
Okay, so
Like it's like if they
so
don't have Thalias, they have Spell Quellers. If they don't have Spell Quellers, they have Skyclaves. If they have
yeah,
Cat Jesus or
they have everything to fuck your plan up.
no,
It's like, oh my god.
actually just literally wreck your face. I can imagine. I was just looking through the list. I'm like, this is awful. Who would want to play against this? This is like actual suffering. But I guess you're looking for the list right now.
Yeah, I'm looking for the list on the challenge. Where are you? Modern.
Thieves Guild is. I'm just answering chat right now. Thieves Guild is only meant for standard Shaft 2020. Yo, Dre's always said. Yo, you know what? Yo, Dre and Blitz. I got both of you. All right, both of you calling me out constantly on my bad calls. Not that I don't appreciate that, but yo, Dre and Blitz always out for my blood. Dre and Blitz are always out for my blood. Stop. And then Maxim. How do you say mill in French? How do you say mill in French? Can you say mill in French?
So, yeah, you say meule.
Meule? So it's like a fuller sound on the U. Oh, okay. There you go. You got real that's premium content right there. You're lucky I didn't put that behind a paywall. Saying mill in French, that's premium content, y'all.
I don't find it.
Maybe just
here.
Yeah. Just look up like your in taxes. Is that what it is? So it's like MEULE. Okay.
Okay. Modern challenge.
Oh, this is just smart. You actually just look up the challenge. This is smart. Okay. All right, here,
so
let me throw it up. Let me throw up the full list here. Yeah, go for it.
Take a look at this list. So you have Talia, one of the scariest card for me.
Yeah.
For me, I think.
God, instant answer. Like it really forces you to instantly answer it. Yeah.
You have Skyclave to just remove all your good stuff against this deck, like Bridge or Profit Momento, or just remove crabs. Spell Squatter, or just remove Frame 20. Because it's permanent. Yeah. You have Spell Squatter, so you have a bunch of you just control the game, and you just control the game better than Mill can do. And you have also the Confounding,
which is just pure value. Because again, it just replaces itself in the matchups where you don't care about it. It's just pure value. It's insane. The fact that that's just a playable card. You balance it with Yorion as well. It's it's almost just a free include. It's free hate, which is what's scary about this. I looked at this list and I was scared. This is so much free value. For Christ's sake, there's Luros in the main board. They're playing two damn companions. There's Luros in the main board. Like, man.
Because you have so many creatures that you can just replay, but that you can just recast those things, but you have like, I think the cool addition of the deck. I was smiling when I saw that.
The selfish savior. What a good dog.
That's what I was like. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So yeah, he had like 6 protection. Yeah. 6 protection, and just recast it with the rest.
It's crazy to think that they are technically playing 31 lands, like the Glasspool Mimics. Like they are playing Glasspool Mimics, which act as the MDFCs. But so I guess going through this right now, what would you give as 2 tips for any mill player going up against this matchup? 2 things to look out for, even if they didn't work for you. Let's say you did them in a match and they still didn't end up working out because, I don't know, they just top decked. 2 tips. I'm putting you on the spot.
2 tips.
Maybe even 1. If you can't think of 2, go for it. Go for 1. But yeah, what would you say? The
first thing is the mulligan. I think you can't keep like a greedy hand against this deck. Um, you have to be sure that you have 2 or 3 mana in your opening end. If not, it's complicated.
Especially with stuff like Thalia and Leonin Arbiter that can really punish like smaller lands hands. But
the tips, I think the other tips is like you can win on the spot. Like if you play my list, you have to keep waiting for the Fraying Sanity turn 5 into Meddling Cacophony on turn 6.
Yeah.
I think this is the best way to beat this deck. So you have to be patient, and to be patient, you have to shift your view of the list. Play a control mill deck.
Yeah.
Like play Profane Memento, play Bridge, play Dead of Winter, Crypt Incursion, and like a bunch of
Would you bring in Mystical Dispute in this matchup? Because I was just gonna say that, like, what you're saying, I do agree with what you're saying. That patience is the key here, and the key spells that they might interact with, a lot of them are blue, right? Like the Spell Queller takes out the majority of this deck. Would you bring in Mystical Dispute against this matchup?
I think yes, because if you can't cast it at 1, you can cast it at 3, and so you can counter every type of each creature. The only downside, I think, it's just because you play Vial, so you can counter it. So, and basically, what he did to avoid this is to put a Vial on 5, cast Yorion with it, and so he can bounce his Vial to
just big brain play
reset.
right there. That's some big brain magic right there. That's man.
Just to reset and put it on 1 or 2 or 3 to other things. So I think basically it's like a really hard matchup, like Burn. So just keep waiting and just remove creature, and just to be patient.
Okay. And so let's kind of shift into, I guess, the final section of this interview here. We're still not in the Q&A yet. I would say everyone in chat, again, get your questions ready. Maxim here, we will start going into it. You're going infinite right now. You're going infinite. What was that? But so going into this final section, I'm gonna kind of go into like the fun personal questions that I have, and then I just want to, before we go into that, what are your tips for mill players looking to maybe start playing some leagues? Maybe they want to play a modern challenge because they finally got into MTGO. How did you keep yourself succeeding through the challenge? Because it's a lot of Magic. Was it a food thing? Did you take regular breaks? How did you kind of get into the mindset of the modern challenge?
Personally, I have like a book of notes where I put some mistakes I made. So in order to avoid this in the future, I just keep noting and okay, I made this mistake one time, but the next time I will face the same situation, I will don't do the same mistake. And to begin, I think to play Meal, you have to love Meal, and it's you will face many troubles because some people will hate you very, very hard, but just keep strong and just show them that Mill is a deck and you can win with it.
I think being someone who creates a stream brand around going 1-4, there's a lot of like downs to it, but I think especially you can mirror the idea that the competitive scene for Magic is wildly different. You don't have the variance that leagues have. You kind of alluded to it before when you were talking about some leagues you face Veil of Summer 3 times in a row. Some leagues you're just walking into your Titan opponents, fetching off the wazoo, and you're throwing archive traps at them, right? Like, there's a lot of variance, but, you know, in the competitive scene, you don't get that variance. You play against the decks that you expect to. You know what I mean? Like, you don't expect to go up against red, white Emrakul in the open in the competitive meta. So you can actually start then applying those skills, right? Like the patience, and just really see, are you actually ready for it? How are you ready for the long games? Like, I don't know, how were you feeling going into, so like, obviously, you know, you're feeling excited. You confirmed top 8. I remember, like, you were on stream, you're on Discord, you're confirmed for top 8. But how are you, like, physically feeling? Because I know myself, like, I did a couple of Sunday tournaments, kind of 6-round, 8-round tournaments at my LGS. It's long. It is really hard to play that much Magic. And I think, like, genuinely, a lot of people don't understand that. And that's coming from someone that's played a lot of casual Magic. How did you feel going into those final rounds physically? How did you get past that? Was it just water? Like, did you have Sprite beside you? I don't know. What did you do?
I don't have, like, shenanigans to...
Yeah.
No, but just keep listening some Nightcore music. Just keep
Music's a good idea, yeah.
Yeah, just keep me calm. And yeah, and in local game store, when I did some big tournaments, like with 8 rounds, with top 8 and stuff like this, I would just take some fresh air, just think about like another stuff, or just review your list in order to say that, okay, my previous match, did I play well? If I need to change something, or just to think that, okay, maybe your game was not so good because just the opponent just mistakes and you just take the win. But just to be confident that, okay, you play a real deck and it's not a meme deck, and you can do this because you have the skill for it.
Okay. I think,
it's just like a mindset.
Yeah. And I think, like, with practice, like, whether this be your first Modern Challenge, you may not top 8, top 4, top 16, top 32, whatever, but you will eventually, because it comes with repetition with one deck. We've seen, heck, the other day, you know what I saw the other day? I saw, oh my God, what's the deck that uses Cascade? Oh my God.
Living End.
Yeah, I saw a Living End deck 5-0 last week. I was like, where did you come from? How, like, there's so much counter magic, disruption, nonsense in the format. How did Living End do it? And that clearly shows that sometimes, you know what, the variance gets there, but someone's playing it. Someone's putting in the reps, putting in the practice to get the games out there. And yeah, you're right. Like, with that mentality, you will practice. Your body will get used to it. Your mind will get used to it. Take those breaks, especially in paper. Take a, walk out of your room. Go to the kitchen or something. Change the environment.
But there's also something that, like, not meme decks, because it's not like it, but some decks are really good because they're not expected. Yeah.
Yes.
For instance, Meal, before Zendikar, when I top 8 or stuff like this on other tournaments, people are like, what the fuck? Why you play Meal? Because it's not a good deck. And I was like, okay, so
how did I get here?
Basically have a win versus any kind of matchup deck, or any kind of control matchup. So I was like, okay.
I mean, the answer is simply like, what do you mean Mill's a meme deck? You're in the audience. I'm performing. You're over there. I'm over here. Like, I don't know when Mill became a meme deck. I'm sorry your $2,000 foil Liliana deck couldn't get over here, but damn, all right, you hang out over there. You can applaud me from the audience, but
so okay, I play a deck like, it's like 400 euros, stuff like this, and you play June. Sorry, US control. Oh my God, so much money. Oh my God.
How foil are those Teferis? Oh, I'm sorry. How much money did you spend fetching on that Flooded Strand? Did you spend $100 on that Flooded Strand just to lose to 4 archive traps?
Oh, sorry.
Damn.
I have a story that I did the mill dream, like 2 trap, have 4 trap in hand
Yes.
on
Talk
turn
about
0.
it. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So it was at a local game store tournament. First game, I didn't know what my opponent is playing, but he was like, okay, Verdun Catacomb fetch. I was okay. Do it.
Okay,
Do
yeah,
it.
do it. Go.
He was like, okay, I have a swamp, tap it. And he is like, Inquisition? I was like,
Oh,
okay,
you mean
see my
Inquisition?
end.
Do you mean past
Yeah.
priority? Do you mean past priority? Because I didn't realize Inquisition mattered. You're just like, oh, thank you for passing priority. Okay, now.
Yeah. So it just cast Inquisition. Okay, see my end. No lands. Just have nothing. But I have 4 traps, and I was like, okay, concede. And he was like, okay,
you just don't
so
even. You just BM him. You're just like, hey man, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm gonna start sideboarding here. I got 4 of these. You ever seen this card before? Just read it. Yeah, I'm gonna pull out my sideboard. Like, you can read these. Like, you can figure out what they do.
So yeah, and he just asked for a deck check after because he suspected that I was just cheating, and he just left the tournament.
People are so annoying. Like, Magic players can be some of the worst people in the world, honestly. Like,
so I was like, okay.
Oh my god, I hate people like that. I've run across, thankfully, only 1 or 2 people like that. But I've had friends tell me multiple times in tournaments, people that are like, they're like the they're like the 0.5ers, the 1 and 2ers, the people that are like, I don't that swamp doesn't really look kind of like near mint. Like, I can kind of feel the shuffle. Can I get a deck check on your lands? That sleeve looks kind of weird. Are you sure? And it's like, come on, don't be that guy. Don't be that person that's like, Judge, can I get a deck check? Or
yeah, deck check. I got so many people are like, okay, just check.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
God. Anyway, so let's use this story. Let's move on into this final section here. What I'll do, so everyone start getting your questions ready if you wanted to ask them. What we're gonna do here is I'm just gonna kind of rapid fire through some fun questions of mine, and then while we have some questions going in the feed, we can start going through them one by one. So post your questions in the chat, and I'll have my Discord up in case you want, in case anyone PM'd me anything personally here, and we will kind of take it from there. So first and foremost, the Aeon's Torn or 5 squirrely mammals?
5. No, 15.
But, yeah, no, there you go. There you go. That's why I said 5. That's why I said 5, because you had the correction. There you go. That's someone who knows the answer. There you go. Okay. If you could change anything about Modern, whether that be adding a set, unbanning a card, whatever, what would you change about it? You could even increase the sideboard numbers. What is one thing you would change about Modern?
One change about Modern?
One thing. Tomorrow. You contact Ian Duke and you're like, bro, I need you to write an article. This is going to revolutionize Magic. Modern, go.
Okay. Remove Lavadart from Modern.
Oh, you know what? I'll start right here. Free spells suck. Okay?
Yep.
I think this should be a uniform thing that everyone agrees to. Free spells suck.
So, trap sucks?
Hey, not for me. Not for me. I don't know. It's all subjective. Not for me.
So, I think, no, just to be more serious, I think some cards in Modern just broke the format, like Teferi. The 3 mana ones.
Yo, a nail Yahi in chat literally just say if you say
Yeah.
Teferi, but go on. Go on, yeah, Teferi.
Teferi and like Veil of Summer, yeah. Because why green needs to have a counter spell for Dimir colors? I was like,
this is my
and
thing.
plus,
Yeah, go on,
he can draw a card. He can draw a card.
Yeah,
what the fuck?
I didn't really think they needed to bump up Autumn Veil. They really did not need to take Autumn Veil and be like, what if this drew a card?
Yeah.
Everyone, look, they're all in a boardroom. They're like, look at these cards. Everyone, look at these cards. 4 mana 4/4s. Let's add trample to it. First guy's like, let's add trample to it. Second guy's like, what if we made it flying and trample? Last guy's like, all right, we gotta balance it. Hold on, let's make it all 4 colors. Then the last guy's like, what if it replaces itself? That's the guy that got the promotion. That's the guy that got the promotion and made Omnath. And then you have other people like, you see Autumn Veil. This isn't a playable Magic card. What if it just drew a card? Oh, everyone starts clapping. Everyone's like, hey, Veil of Summer, go. Oh my god, just awful.
Yeah.
I agree. Awful, just 1 mana Cryptic Command. Literally 1 mana Cryptic Command. Like, oh my god. But
So,
okay, so that's the change.
yeah.
So it would just be kind of like removing cards like that. If you, so I believe you do dabble in Standard and Historic. What is the deck you're playing in Standard right now?
I'm just playing Standard 1 month.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to reach the mythic rank.
Sure.
So I'm playing the Dimir Mill Aggro Mid-Range Control.
Yes, it literally is all 3 types. For those of you in chat right now, I listen to a podcast called Constructed Resources, LSV, Andrew Beckstrom. Fantastic resource for that stuff. Their recent episode is actually just about the flavors of Dimir, where they highlighted Dimir Control, Dimir Rogues, and Dimir Midrange, Dimir Mill. I'm going to call it Dimir Mill because there are versions of Dimir Rogue that add Hedron Crab and really turn into a mid-range deck. They really do turn into a mid-range mill deck.
The only creature I run is Chiefs, the crabs, of course, and the Lord one who mill when 1 rogue attack.
Oh yeah, Thoughts Seer or something. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the 1/3. Okay.
Yes.
So this one and the other things, it's just removals or draw, and I have a Lyris in.
If you could, what is it? If you could print 1 card into Standard, that's a mill card. What would it be? Design it.
In Standard.
In Standard. It can't go straight to Modern. It can't go. It's got to be in a Standard legal set. Strixhaven. You know what? I'll give you some time. Strixhaven. This card becomes a legal Magic card. Design it. I even gave you some flavor. You can work with a theme.
I think just an instant mill spell.
Love
I
it.
think
Already broken. The fact that it's instant speed already broken.
And with the flavor text, like, is it broken? With a.
Is it? It's. Okay, final question here because I do wanna give the listener some chance here. How do you feel about self-milling? Do you feel that if someone told you, let's play mill, and gave you, I don't know, dredge, or let's say, you know what, I'm gonna go even more specific. Someone gave you a self-mill deck and gave you, Underworld Beach, Thassa's Oracle. That was a win condition. Okay. Would you consider that a mill deck? Or is that like a combo deck? Like that's something else. Like self-milling isn't mill. What do you think?
With the new keywords, I think yes, because mill is also for us.
Fine. Yeah.
I don't think that that I can call this as a mill deck.
Okay. Yeah. You're a
I
truist.
think
I like it.
you have a
You're a
section of
purist.
self-mill.
Yeah.
You have the mill and the self-mill, but
Yeah.
it can be both for
Yeah.
me.
Okay. And so I guess I even want to add on to that. We were kind of alluding to it earlier in chat. How do you feel about the viability of an aggressive mill strategy? Maybe something like Jace's Phantasm, Thieves Guild Enforcers got the Luros. How do you feel about decks like that?
I think it's interesting that you have to the decks for, because you can't run Jace's Phantasm if you play a classic middle list.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to make some changes. If you want to play Phantasm, you have to play Chiefs, you have to play Lurus.
Mm-hmm.
So you are more in I just want to have the minimal number in the graveyard
Yeah.
to have those beatdowns. So
Okay.
it's but it's interesting, and I think it will surprise more than one person.
Mm-hmm.
But you are based on creature, and the modern actually is has a lot of removal for creatures. So
Yep, you're kind of playing into the current strategies.
yeah.
Even we were seeing, I was noting in that what the teamer, or it wasn't teamer, sorry, not the Just guy, but it was one of the Euro piles we were looking at with Ren and 6.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they were playing 4 pushes, they were playing an Assassin's Trophy, they were playing an Abrupt Decay, they were playing Blood Chief's Thirst. Like, there were so many ways to deal with an attacker. So it really feels like you have to play at a different axis if you want to succeed. You have to do it the best, and you can't. We don't play Meddling Mage, we don't play turn 2 Mantis Riders, right? Like, we can't do it better than how they're doing it. But so I guess we'll kind of transition this into the questions here. I only see one question in chat. If anyone else has any questions, I see Frank per 004 asking Finax versus Bruvac in EDH.
I think Bruvac.
Yes.
Because because with Phoenix you have to I think it depends, because you have this free combo with Phoenix and the 3/4.
Yeah, Eater of the Dead. Oh, I love that card.
Yeah.
I remember when my friend built Finax EDH. Another friend of mine, for his birthday, this is when we were we were in university, didn't have a lot of money. We were like, all right, for his birthday, we're going to get him this card, Eater of the Dead. We drove around 4 hours all over the city of Toronto, store to store to store, because they were saying they had copies of Eater of the Dead in their store. We go there, they don't have any. That card is ingrained in my head. I remember Eater of the Dead. But yeah, so Eater of the Dead, okay.
So okay, so if you have not this combo, Phoenix will to have like more creature in play.
Yeah, like
because
walls
you
and
need
stuff,
to have the devotion and so many things to need to be set. And with Bruvac, I think it's more like it's more fun. You just have to traumatize your opponent. It's like, okay, GG.
How many, like, would you play Bruvac with Persistent Petitioners? That's what I commonly see when I'm looking through EDH lists. Would you play it like a Grand Augustine type of list where it's control and you're playing some big mill finishers, or are you playing it like?
More like this.
Yeah,
it's more like the legacy one.
Sure.
Okay. Because the legacy play one Bruvac for now, and I think it's really to play this card in this.
By the way, I love the fact that Legacy Mill plays Bruvac. That is my favorite. Spoiler alert to everyone right now, by the way, everyone in chat. Next Monday's Exploring Mill is Legacy. Because the fact that I saw Bruvac literally lit my heart up. I was so happy. Happy.
You will play the list of Noah? Or?
I'm gonna look through. I've actually been noticing. I went on MTG Top 8, and the last couple of lists are almost the same. They're almost carbon copies. So I don't know if they're just copying each other. Like, there are some changes in the sideboard, so I'm not gonna touch it. I'm just gonna pick maybe the most recent one, because I don't know what's good in Legacy at all. Like, some of the decisions, like, they're playing, all of the lists are playing like 3 Visions of Beyond, and I'm like, okay, sure. Yeah, like, I'm not gonna question it.
you have Ponder, you have Brainstorm,
Yeah.
you have many things.
So but yeah, so next week Monday, that's gonna be Legacy. But regardless, let's go through the questions here. Stope 420 was asking, what are your thoughts on land destruction in Mill? So I guess maybe expand on that here. In mono blue, you have bouncing permanents, so it's land destruction. Maybe even Field of Ruin effects. Maybe if you played Rakdos Mill and you were playing Pillages. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's just a bad Ponza deck. So,
but the destruction spell can also bounce the Blood Moon.
but I think it's I think the goal of Mill is not to shut down the land, I think. So you have another way to because with the land destruction Mill, I think you have two important plan, and so it will be very hard to do the both. It's just you mill or you will shut down the land. So I think it's fun. It's fun, but press X to doubt about the viability of this.
So I guess going on to the next question here, Mitchell. I don't know if you were saying maybe Demir versus the others, but Mitchell was kind of asking 3-color mill, Sultai, Esper, etc. Like I guess maybe we can go over them. What are your thoughts on mono blue mill, Sultai mill, and Esper mill, and heck, you know what, Azorius mill, because you know what, Blitz and Stickball Russ has been jamming that. 4 types of mill. What are your quick thoughts? Go for it.
I don't like 3 colors on mill, because the bad things with mill is the mana base, and you struggle too much with 3 colors. And you just change into a more control deck, and you are just a bad control deck for me. With Cacophony, I think U8 are more value options, because you are free, because you have just a glimpse for
you solved that final piece of the puzzle. Like, yes, you've lost a glimpse, but now there's a replacement.
And mono blue, why not? But
hey, you get to play the Archmage's Charms. You get to play the Archive Traps. You can do it however you want. You can Cryptic Loop, there's ways to do it. I've seen transformative sideboards, and
you lose your and
lose your what? Sorry, you kind of cut out there. What did you lose?
Oh, sorry, the removals. You lose purchase, and in mill it's just it's just too powerful to have
losing path or push, or it's hard losing black and white. It's hard losing these functional primary colors. But all right, let's go to Dre's question here. What are your thoughts on eliminate versus feed the swarm versus stern dismissal? Maybe not versus each other, but each individual card here. Eliminate, stern dismissal, feed the swarm.
So I tested eliminate. I was quite surprised, because it was really good. But I usually use eliminate to remove Ren. For more than 50% of the time. So I think if you want to play eliminate, play blood shift instead.
I can agree with that.
Swarm. Feed the swarm. I think why play it if it's to remove the line? You have Ring Crab and Madlink Cacophony, so you don't care.
It felt like kind of bad timing. I'm not gonna lie, Feed the Swarm felt like bad timing. It was now we got these 2 cards. And so I guess Stern Dismissal. What do you think about
Stern Dismissal? I love this card. It's just for 1 blue, a removal spell, enchantment and creature, this damn bird on for the UR prowess list. Or you just can't remove it if you have no rounds for. So you just have to tempo with it and to bounce like the shadow or
yeah, even a Gurmag Angler. It's great for stuff like that.
Gurmag,
Right?
or you can
Completely wipes out a Drown in the Loch. Learning that
you,
the hard way. Delve is very good.
you can respond to the oh my god, the 3-4-4-8. I think it in your prowess when you discard your hand and you draw 3 in the
oh yes,
your
Bedlam
prowess.
Reveler. Sorry, yes, Bedlam Reveler.
Yeah. So you can bounce it in response to the trigger. So
good interactions right
cool.
there. Good magic. So I guess going through going through here. So Frank Purr with another question here. What are your thoughts on, first question, the new Commander Legends mill spell? I believe Frank Purr is talking about the enchantment. It is blue 1. I don't know.
Yeah.
If so like when it enters, for those of you not aware, I maybe if you want to pull up the card, when it enters the battlefield, legal and legacy, when it enters the battlefield, 3 mana, you become the monarch. And then on each one of your upkeeps, target or any number of target opponents, I believe. I think it's target opponents. Mills 2 cards, but if you're the monarch, they mill 10. It's just like, whoo! Like, just go for it. But yeah, I guess like maybe maybe Maxim here can pull it up. We can throw it up on screen. Be a lot. Or I can join in this effort. What's it called? Court of Cunning. There you go. Court of Cunning. Can you...
Okay, sorry, I'm back.
All right, no, go for it.
So about the new enchantment, I think it's really fun.
I'm gonna have it up on screen right here. Go for it. Right here.
It's
you got
really
it briefly.
Funny,
yeah.
But I think it's really hard to
because I guess we can't play it in modern. We can't play it in modern. So I guess EDH and Legacy. What do you think about it?
I think it's too hard to keep the monarch.
Sure.
For with nib.
Sure.
I think it's too hard, and so sure, it's a really fun card, and you have to stay behind like a bridge or something that prevents you to lose some life. But fun, but I think not playable.
Okay. And I guess the second question from Frank Purr here is the fact that they're the facts that they're basically reprinting Black Lotus in the set. Hold on.
I think it's impossible.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Is it Jeweled Lotus? Hold on. Jeweled Lotus.
Reprint Jewel Lens before.
Stop. Okay, look at this. Look up. Okay, Maxim, look up Jeweled Lotus. They're trying so hard. They literally reprinted Black Lotus for Commander. Look up Jeweled Lotus. Jesus Christ, they literally reprinted Black Lotus for Commander. Yo! What is this? Yo, you're getting your boy's live reaction right here. What is this?
So...
This is literally Black Lotus. This is literally Black Lotus.
What the fuck?
That's what I'm saying. They literally just...
Is it really a thing? Or
okay, this is my thing with this card. I have a hot take right now. I think this is actually really important. I have a hot take with this card. So I am generally against the reserve list. I think the reserve list should go. I think there's a lot of power to be had in Eternal formats, but that's a different discussion. There is an article talking about how they don't want to reprint these cards, and Mark Rosewater has gone on the record talking about how he doesn't want to reprint the cards or reprint similar cards because it ruins the spirit of the card. I have a massive issue with this card because of that. And this is my live reaction, because literally I just learned about this card. I hate this card because it ruins what Mark Rosewater said. This is the spirit of Black Lotus. What did you mean when you said, because they haven't done it for years. They have not printed reserve list cards or anything close to them because of the spirit of the reserve list. Isn't this BS at this point? This is literally the spirit of Black Lotus. This is
yeah. Imagine they printed also dual lands, but with another name. I think it's basically the same thing. So
that's what I'm saying, right? Like this is because I don't know. That's my initial take here. I don't. Okay, a fun card. I don't think it's broken. Don't get me wrong. Play this. It's gonna be expensive commander card. Blah blah blah. Whatever. But I have I have a fundamental problem with this card just because of what Mark Rosewater said. That's it. Right? Like that's my problem with this card. But anyway, going through what people like. So Frank Purr's an LGS employee. He's still in shock. Definitely going to be, the price is going to be high on that. Lowest price on eBay is $200 for pre-order with this card. What? Why?
Yeah, I think it's logical, I think.
Oh, but so Dre, to address your question, Lion's Eye Diamond wasn't, so I would argue so they did print Lion's Eye Diamond, but I would argue that Lion's Eye Diamond wasn't printed recently. I think it was a big shift with the new world order of making Magic cards where they really kind of doubled down on this. And arguably, Lion's Eye Diamond was one of the most trash cards in Magic the Gathering until they changed the concept of... They literally a rule change. For those of you who don't know, LED shot up hundreds of dollars overnight because they changed the rule. And then LED actually became a playable Magic card. Fun fact, look it up. But yeah, you believed a Hasbro employee after War of the Spark Mythic Addiction? Oh my god. Isn't LED a reserve list card?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So
just check it.
Like LED is something that might have slipped through, but I believe they would not print anything like that right now. I have a problem with this card. I don't like this card. For that reason. Play it. It's not broken. It's a fun card. In actuality. In concept, I hate the card.
But what do you think about this new rug? The new unfair rug. The 4/3 mana with flash, the 3/2 that if the opponent search their library.
Ooh, yes. The Fun Police. The Fun Police of Magic the Gathering. Leonin Arbiter in black. Coming at you to legacy tables near you. Woo!
This is really not fun.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so
I think it will be banned very quick.
Let me give you my hot take here. There are way too many people talking about how this card is just fine. This is my problem. Look, y'all. Have you ever heard of Dimir Control? Did you know that Dark Ritual is an instant? Did you know that Force of Will and Daze are all playable cards? Did you know that you can cast Dark Ritual into this card and still hold up Daze and Force of Will? There's a lot of things that you start going down this rabbit hole, it becomes a problem. I've heard people say that once it resolves, people play around it. Have you seen a lot of legacy lists? Crop rotation, fetch lands, like
taxes, and
like, what do you mean you're gonna play around this? How do you play around this card? How do you play around this card other than literally forcing it on the spot? I don't know if it'll get banned. I don't know enough about Legacy to say that, but it's powerful as all heck. And even if you think it's bad, everyone's gonna play it. It doesn't matter what your opinion is or who you are. You mean nothing to Magic, because you know why? Everyone will play this card. Everyone will play this card or a way to stop this card. Everyone's gonna be playing mono white taxes or this card, because this card is stupid. This is insane. Like, forget the fact that Scheming Symmetry is a card, by the way. Forget the fact that everyone in Magic was waiting for Scheming Symmetry to be a broken Magic card. Okay? And that Marin is sold out all over the world. Okay? That, or whatever that EDH commander is. You know what I'm talking about? It's no. So it's a commander. It's a commander. I believe it's like black 2 for like whatever. The power and toughness don't matter. On each player's draw step, each player, instead of drawing a card, it's a replacement effect.
Oh yeah.
Each player tutors, lose 3 life. Yeah, so this card is literally, nope, no one's drawing cards. I'm getting your cards. That's mine. And also, I need to outline this because people seem to be ignoring this. This card is texted like Gonti. The ability to play these cards from exile, I'm 95% sure on this, stays when the card is removed because it's texted like Gonti, Lord of Luxury. So it does not matter if the card gets removed. It doesn't lose to removal. Once I have your card, I have your card. This is a tool against Legacy Storm, Legacy Combo, anything Legacy that uses a damn fetch land. This is a combo. This is a card against. What can I say? That's my reaction. Go for it. That's our reaction. What do you think? Have I touched on everything?
So yeah, I think it's very too powerful. You just you just say no to some decks. So for instance, in vintage, with Doomsday, you have like,
oh
okay,
my god, no,
Doomsday
just becomes a 50-cent mythic. I'm sorry, I didn't realize Doomsday was a playable card anymore. I don't know why players are talking about Doomsday when they're like, oh, I'll Doomsday with the Force up. I'm sorry, I'm playing Demure Control. I literally have more counter spells than you. So how about you resolve yours, and I will literally control your entire deck. I'll take your entire deck, be like, all right, you can keep land. Like, they'll be rude too. You know what people will do? They'll give you the worst Doomsday piles. They'll be like,
fetch.
Here's 4 fetches and 1 duel. 4 fetches and 1 duel. Like, he'll give you the worst Doomsday piles. Like, and rude Doomsday piles. Absolutely terrible Doomsday piles. No, Doomsday is not a card. I can't even imagine this card in Vintage. I can't even, like, I just, there's so much power in that format, so much need for proper mana bases on top of like the artifacts. I can't imagine it in that format. This is stupid. This is stupid Magic card. Oh my god.
But to respond to is there less removal in Legacy? I think Legacy is just not too slow, but it's slower than Modern, and so you just have to. Differently, but you have many removables.
I agree with that. It's slower, 100%. And I think the thing with Legacy is that it warps around its threats because the answers are powerful, but the threats are insane. That's the thing with Legacy. If you stick a threat, it's like the difference is insane. Like your battles are won on the stack and through incremental value. And then it all leads up to this crescendo of going off, resolving an Oko, a land still, or whatever your big value piece is.
Just a Delver, or just a
turn 1 Delver.
Turn in 3/2 and just slam you with
turn 1 Delver, follow up with a Strip Mine. Like it's this incremental value. So it's not that there's less removal. It's just that the removal in the format has to count. And so that's why they play to the stack more. There's more counter magic, less drown in the locks, less fatal pushes. It's more about you need to be able to answer your opponent right now, and your opponent knows that they need to answer you right now. So it's this back and forth. It's this back and forth of I personally think a really interesting matchup is Reanimator versus just any blue deck. There's so many anti-blue pieces that Reanimator has. I love like the back and forth of that deck, but what is it? Just to answer Jay Sheeran here, Maxim, you do stream on Twitch, but are you hoping to stream more regularly now, or what's your plan here?
I think why not? Why not? I can stream more games, and I think more player wanted to see more challenge, or more, not just leagues, but more more interesting tournament like challenge or prelim or stuff like this. And so why not? Why not? Maybe sometimes just
I think there's definitely a huge audience for that. 110%.
So we'll see. But I just configure some Crab Rave, Crab Rave song because we are the Krabby Crew.
Yeah. Get Alex's Alex implements his oh my god, he had like a crab outfit. He had a crab outfit for his like first stream or whatever. It was great. But yeah, so Stope is asking, do you have a YouTube channel? I believe that, not yet. Do you plan to or?
I have a plan in mind, but I don't know. I think that maybe like content each like 2 weeks, or just put like one league in 2 weeks, one full league, and just talk about the matchups and get some but I don't know yet if I just review some replays or just record in live stream, and I don't know.
I mean, hey, I think there's a lot of value to even the 2 replays we saw today. Like, you can speed them up, you can pause, you can skip. I think there's a lot of value to it. So I mean, hey, if you have the time for it, go for it. Content creation is a very time-consuming thing, but like, I think it's rewarding because there's an audience for it. People want to see it, and if you have the time for those challenges, the prelims and stuff, I mean, look, like, you got a huge gap to fill, and people want it. Like, Blitz tried to fill it himself, right? Like, and you know what? Life catches up sometimes. He's busy, so if you can stream those games, go for it. Thank you, Stope. Enjoy the rest of your night. Yeah, no, I think we're gonna end it off there. I think we're gonna slowly close out the stream here, and I think we'll go with some final remarks here before we end it off. Do you want to give a quick glimpse into this sideboard guide that you're right now going to be making available? By the way, this sideboard guide is not only going to be available in the link down below, but Maxim's also, as always, on the Mill Discord. He's going to be there. Go through this sideboard guide. He's going to post it there. Ask him the questions. PM him. He's going to want to know. He's a man of numbers. This is a beautiful sideboard guide. We saw a little glimpse of it, but here, put a screen share it, and I can kind of blow it up here.
Or yeah, I just sent you, but yeah, I can share my screen. Screen go.
There you go. I can blow it up here.
This one.
Perfect.
It's okay.
Yeah. Oof, this is so good.
So I have basically have 61 matchups in there. And I sorted in like the popularity. So this is the 10 for the first deck, then 10 others and stuff like this.
Yep, just kind of by tiers. Yep.
Yeah. So maybe the goal is to like have this sideboard guide not set up, but not available, but I can I just update this sideboard guide each week.
Yep.
And maybe why not have like a more deeper sideboard guide with like 1 page per matchup, and give some tips and tricks, or some advice, so why I put this card in, why this card out, and stuff like this. But
and I like the way this is laid out, actually. I think like the information present on screen, just to highlight for some of you, not only is Maxim going through, you know, if you look at each individual column, in the blue section, I believe it's cards that you're bringing out and the number. So if you look at that first column against Earl piles, we see that 4 fatal pushes are being taken out, 1 echoing truth at the bottom is being brought in, 2 mystical disputes, 3 ravage, whatever. What I like is at the bottom, it's also highlighting how many cards are coming out and how many cards are coming in, really showing you, and like maybe, you know, allowing you to apply that in your own games, how extreme some sideboards can be against certain matchups, right? Like look, like against, honestly, like against Aladamri's tool, oops, all spells, it's almost a full sideboard conversion. Whereas we look at something like Aladamri's toolbox, you're recognizing the fact that, okay, the main board is actually relatively powerful. We have a lot of anti-search, we have a lot of removal. we don't really need to bring in a lot. We just supplement. So I think this is even just that is really valuable. I think this is really important.
For this matchup is a little different because for me, I think that I have many bad cards in main deck, and so I need to replace it with like medium or good card.
No, that's completely correct. You are. It's just like the Blitz matchup. I see like 12 cards coming in against the Blitz matchup, and I think that's correct. Yeah. There are a lot of bad cards, and that's fine. Mill isn't a perfect deck. Take out all the bad stuff, and against like Oops All Spell, all the disruption, all the graveyard hate. Against Is It Blitz, all the removal, anything that stops them, even for a turn, bring it in. Bring it in. Yeah. Bring it in. You need the time.
Just to like have one turn, one turn more in order to just finish up the next turn.
It's miles different.
Just like survival. Yeah.
Oh, 100%. And Blitz, it's like it's crazy. I don't know. So let me actually look through Blitz because I really think like there's a sideboarding is really interesting here. So let me see here. So you're taking out 3 surgicals, yes. And then you're taking out. Sorry, just going through. You're taking out 3 messenger cards.
1 Caco, 3 Orb, 2 Ashiok.
3 things. 3 traps. So I'm actually a little different here. Slightly. I think conceptually we're in the same spot. I would actually board out personally 2 more Maddening Cacophonies. Keep the Ashioks simply because this is my argument. I'm not saying your sideboard guy's wrong. I'm trying to compare here. I actually like Ashiok against the Lava Darts. I like it against Lava Darts, and I find that Lava Dart becomes the one card I lose to all the time. My experience. And because you randomly stop a search here and there, especially with Profane Memento, it still triggers that, which is nice. So I don't know, that's my reasoning, but I think the concept is here. Yep, take out the mill cards. A lot of the times, you're just feeding into them. You're giving them Lava Darts. So
yeah, but with all this creature description, I think it's turned like, okay, you available one creature, not one creature, but one prowess trigger or stuff like this. And so if you kill the creature or bounce it before the attack, it's more like, okay, you just take 1 damage and just lose 1 land. Okay. But yeah, basically, Lava Dart is a really hard problem. And I prefer see the matchup as like a rush again, but if you can turn 3 Fraying Sanity, I think you can resolve the Cacophony with the kicker mod. It's just game, but you need to have like 4 full life left. And
that's a tough place to be. It's, you know what? You're probably ahead. You're probably winning that game already, so it's nice. You're gonna be able to close it out. So I think that'll be our sideboard guide here. Let's let me go back to the regular grid here. Where can, as we close this out, where can people find you? What's your Twitch? Your Discord, Twitter, whatever. Where can people find you to maybe ask you about questions, find when you're streaming next, whatever it is?
So you can find me on Twitter at comeback comeback746. With this beautiful picture. Oh my God.
Look at this handsome boy right here. Look at him, clear face and everything. Can we all appreciate Maxim's facial routine? All right, the skincare is great. I don't even know if you just splash water on your face, but that oil ratio is fantastic. My girlfriend would be proud. Okay.
I just put nothing on this, but you can ping with just come back, and my Twitch it's like come back too. We'll
let that load up.
Channel.
No worries. Yep, Akun back right there on the top right there.
Yeah, with a beautiful crab. in there, of
Yeah, yeah.
course.
When it doesn't, yeah, when it stops being green. Yeah, yeah. Oh, now it's purple.
Okay,
Oh, there it is. Yes, yes. The beauties.
this one.
Yes. Oh,
So
House
yeah,
Demir. I love it. I love it.
and
And then yeah,
and yeah,
finally, I guess the Discord.
if you about oh sorry. Yeah, okay.
So
And if you want to pick me for a question or anything else, I will be very happy to answer to you.
yep,
Yeah.
yep. And then I guess the last thing I want to talk about that Kumbak put up. If we, I'm just gonna put it up on screen here. What is it? So if we go into the grindstone here, and we go into strategy, right under strategy, we go into mill statistics. There it is. It's like kind of loading up. I have it like over our faces right now. So this is essentially a Google Doc that Kumak made, a man of numbers, a man of what is it? Good statistics and good thought process. We can look through percentages of our matchups, how good certain mill types are against certain other matchups. Like we have deck versions, kind of cutting it down into the Luros versions, control, Sultai, kind of stuff like that. We have the raw data where people who are invited to edit this are able to edit the stats. I guess my bandwidth's being weird. So we have some inserts from Blitz, Kubak himself. This is a little earlier in the year. But yeah, we can scroll down, keep going. But that is another fantastic resource to access that is public. But
And if you want to add, just ping me and I will add you, so you can you can put your result on this, and it's data. So we need some data, and especially with Mill, to see how the matchup goes, or just to have infos.
I know. I think
Because
it's important.
infos is life.
There's a lot of people that go back and forth on certain ideas in Mill, and should I be playing this? Should I be playing like that? What's their percentage against this deck? Why, so I think it's important. The micro data is really important too. I think especially some matchups, it'll show that, like you might lose the game one scenario, but you're actually very favored in the post-board scenario. So, don't be too nervous. Concentrate, bring your sideboard in. We're actually kind of fine. So yeah, I think that's it helps with confidence, even if it doesn't provide, the nitty gritty like that, like what cards to bring in. That's what a sideboard guide's for. Maxim's providing that as well. But you know what? We're going to leave it there. I think we blatted on enough. We've talked enough about cards that are good and bad. I am going to go on Twitter, and I am not ready for the anger around this Lotus. I am not. I really believe there's going to be some angry people about this Lotus. I'm not going to lie. I think there's going to be some angry people. But we're going to leave it there. Thank you everyone for joining me, and Maxim, thank you for coming by. This was our first time actually talking in person. In person, yeah. And but it's good. Hopefully there are more interviews to come, and hopefully there's more success to be had beyond the interviews in Mill. Thank you everyone for joining us. Have a good night. And
thank you, Chef.
We're gonna kind of end the stream here. Have a good night, everyone. All right. Let's get the end stream going here. And yeah, it's that.